Hi everyone, I hope you're all good and hope everyone's all safe and keeping well and healthy and is happy. So today this is a video on coloured slips and kind of like what you can do with them. We've had quite a few people buying our coloured slips that we've started selling through the website. We've had them in the studio, but not many people seem to use them in our studio. I love them because I think they're really versatile and stuff. We have one lady named Caroline who uses the studio quite a lot. And she just loves coloured slips because you can do all sorts with them. So, instead of me rambling on like normal, here we go, coloured slips, let's go. So, the joys of coloured slips are that you can start manipulating and changing the way your work looks whilst it is still like in the making stage. You can do so much stuff. So, this here has been decorated with coloured slips and then I've scraped away to create a design, and this is called Sgraffito. Here is another one using the same technique but on a larger scale. So here I've used different coloured slips and blended them, and then I've scraped away a big pattern using the slip. This one here, to kind of show you, this is with slips as well. So you can do really bright fun colours, and this is kind of Jackson Pollocky. So there's so much you can do. So, slip. I have made a couple of tiles like this. So when you come to, just to kind of show you some different examples quite quickly. So when you come to apply coloured slip, the first thing you want to remember that slip is liquid clay. So it's just really, really watery, wet clay. And when you are hand building, the first thing you kind of want to think is you don't want your clay to get too wet because it can collapse. So when you are putting your coloured slip on, you want to make sure you're putting it at the right time. So if this tile here is really soft and floppy and really wet and like really on the soft side of soft leather hard, okay? I mean, it will just kind of stand if you put it into a shape, but that's ready to collapse. So if I'd made a beautiful plant pot and it was still like this, really soft, the more water you add onto that, the wetter this is going to get. And because it's already wet, gravity is just going to want to make it go straight down and just kind of slump. It's happened to me so many times because I'm very impatient. So when you come to apply slip, the best time to do it is when your clay is leather hard. So that's when it's kind of rock solid, doesn't really bend, doesn't really do much. It's kind of good to go. Because it's leather hard, it isn't quite bone dry yet. So it can still absorb the moisture quite easily. So it'll make sure that when you add the slip, it absorbs the moisture, and it'll stick to it, but it's not soaking up that much water when it's already soaked that it's going. It's already kind of dry, so it can take on the extra water. So leather hard is the best kind of time to apply slip. That's what I found. But obviously give it a go and experiment. If you apply slip on bone dry clay, it can sometimes not stick to it quite well, and it can also chip at times too. So leather hard, but again, experiment and try. So using coloured slips are great. You can use them just as you would like a paint and paint with them. You can use them for all sorts of stuff. So here, for example, I have covered one in a iron oxide, and then I've just dripped green copper oxide over the top, and then when that dries it's going to be all bright and shiny. And doing that, you can often find colours kind of mixed together. If you apply a colour straight on and then put something on the top of it, because it's a lot of wet, it can mix together and create beautiful patterns. Or you can layer colours too, but if you don't want them to mix, then with slip you need a lot of patience. You've got to let stuff dry. So this will show you how I have no patience. So I have here, because you can use slip as stencils, put a star stencil onto this beautiful tile, and then I have coated it in the slip. But then because I haven't let it dry and I've just lifted the stencil straight off, the slip has kind of crawled underneath and gone as it would. So you really need to let slip dry between layers of stuff and everything like that. You can use slip to add 3D bits. So I don't know if I've used a slip trailer, but if you have got like at home and you've got like a piping bag or anything like that, like clay tools are great. You can start to add 3D bits Can you see? So that's kind of like upraised and stuff. So you can start adding, like you would pipe cleaning a cake, you can do that with slip onto your work. You can do all sorts. So Sgraffito is basically kind of scraping away what you don't want. So I have here God, I completely went silent then. I have my tile. I've coated it in black slip, and then all Sgraffito is drawing in to that black slip. That's it. You can draw deep, you can drag, you can do anything. So here I've got a cake tool that you can kind of use, she says. Just a little sharp pointy thing, but cocktail sticks, anything are perfect for it to kind of draw and do whatever you want. This clay here is still quite wet because I've done this in. So as you were doing, so it's kind of scraping in. So it's scraping in and drawing into the wet clay, which can be beautiful. Okay, but it can mean that you just might mean that you need to scrape a little bit more to start to be able to get some of the clay through. If you leave it to go, so it's got its bonuses doing it this way and then the next way. If you do it like this, then you're kind of guaranteed that you're going to keep some colour on there and everything is going to be good, and you can draw and you can scrape and you can play, and you can, if you don't like it, you can rub it back over and paint again. If you leave your clay, so if you've painted it onto your leather hard clay, you've got your leather hard clay, then you paint over the top of it. If you leave it then to go bone dry, you can then scrape into it and scrape away stuff. You're going to need something a lot sharper, so maybe like a needle, which is a long pointy stick, just because it's a bit firmer than a cocktail stick, because you're scraping into dry clay. Some of the downsides are with that as well, is because you're scraping and everything is dry, things can chip away. So where you think you're kind of drawing okay, so can you see here how I've lost some of the line, and it's because the clay is just chipped away because it's so dry. Yeah, but like I say, this is just a really quick video just to kind of say you can do loads of stuff with slip. For those of you that live in Stoke, that are kind of watching these videos, we are going to be doing like one-off workshops where you can just kind of do slip workshops and underglaze workshops. For those of you who are watching online, and there's quite a few of you actually that watch from all over the show, which is just blowing my mind, I will start to do some more detailed videos on kind of like how to with things, because now we've got YouTube. Just Google Creative Flamingo. They're nothing fancy, but it just means we can put longer videos kind of on there, because with Instagram we're really limited. So yeah. So I hope this has just kind of helped you see what you can do with slip. And the main things to remember when working with slip: clay, you want to put your clay on something that's leather hard, especially if you're building something 3D, because the water is going to bring it down. If you are layering your different colours on top of each other, if you are making stencils or paper transfers or anything like that, when you have painted on your pattern, please, please, please let it dry before you peel it off. If you're really impatient like me, then get the hairdryer on it. Give it a good blow dry to dry it out. But yeah, so there are my kind of coloured slip top tips. I hope it's made sense. I hope it's been a little video that's kind of worthwhile. You know when you just don't know. But yeah, anyway, hope everyone's doing good. Any questions, please ask, because I feel like it was very, very rambly and may have made no sense whatsoever. But I'm here to help, so please ask me the questions. And yeah, and hopefully I'll see everyone soon. Okay, bye guys. Bye.